What's going on, guys? Moxification here. So today I'm going to show you guys how to install mods for your JTAG or RGH on MW2, because MW2 is kind of the most sort of not the best game for modding, but it's fairly basic, fairly easy to install mods on MW2. And I just want to say now, this video isn't for people who are experienced in mods and stuff, and just having a JTAG. This video is for the people who are either about to get a JTAG, or for the people who want to get a JTAG, or the people who just got their JTAG, or they've just ordered it and it's about to come, and whatever, you know. So so start off, you want to get the download in the description, which is MW2 TU6 plus TU8. And the difference, I'll say at the start, the difference between TU6 and TU8 is TU6 is like offline mods and TU8 is online mods. So TU6 you'll be able to do in like Link, which is like Xbox Live but for JTAGs only, and TU8 you'll be able to use online if you get your JTAG online. And they're just TU8 mods are a bit limited into what you can do, whereas TU6 is like basically you can do anything, nearly anything, because it's, you know, they're different things. I'll explain that later in the video. So I'm going to be showing you how to set up basically both of them, both types, the TU6 and the TU8, which is the title updates. So so also there's a link in the description on how to set up Neighborhood, Xbox 360 Neighborhood. You don't need Neighborhood, but I'm going to be using Neighborhood in this video, and it's really helpful when it comes to mods, and not even just mods, just JTAG stuff in general. And it stops you from having to get a USB, putting it in your Xbox, then taking it out, putting it in your PC, then taking it out, putting it back in your Xbox. So yeah, it's just like a quicker file transfer method thing. So I'm gonna open up Neighborhood. I'm gonna go to JTAG, and I'm gonna go to Retail Hard Drive Emulation. Then we're gonna go to Games. Just basically find your MW2 folder, which is for me in Games. And then what you want to do is you want to extract the files to your desktop. Not the MW2 folder files. You want to extract the RAR folder file thing, and you want to get the TU8 and the TU6 on your desktop. So so I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to bring them over to the side so we can see them a bit better. And then I'm going to open up the TU6 folder. So so what you want to do is you want to open up the TU6 files folder, and you want to bring all of these files into MW2, and yes to all, because you want to overwrite the files that are already there. Then what you want to do is you want to come out of the TU6 files and go into TU6 patches. Now I've got 5 of the, not the best patches, but the most sort of either fun to use or the most known patches. You got the Final Tree patch, which is one of the most known patches in COD history, I'd say. Godly Mods V5 is known for being a beastly mod menu with so many epic things, so many epic features. Quarantine Zombies is the best zombies ever. Basically, it has it's kind of like Infected on MW3, but it's just a bit more kind of. There's a lot of things in that. I love it. Red Dot City, which is a kind of a known modding clan for PS3, and they've got a couple of patches for Xbox, and that's one of them, and it's kind of like Godly Mods. And Telly 7S patch, which is easily the best patch for its time, with when coming to like infections, and it's kind of like an in and out patch, and it's like you join the game and you get everything unlocked, you get some infections, and you leave the game and you don't need to come back, and it's like, yeah. So and Telly is fairly known within not really the modding community, but just for stuff, you know. So I'm going to use the Final Tree patch because it is fairly known within the modding community. Everyone knows it, and if you don't know it, then you haven't been around for long. And even non-modders know about it. So so what you want to do is you want to find the default _mp.xcx, and you want to launch it. And I'm going to open up the Hall Purge capture so you can see what's going on. Let me minimize. Let me move this up here. There you go. Alright, so now you'll be able to see what's going on. You want to go to System Link or Split Screen, because you're not going to be able to connect to live when doing TU6 mods. If you are online on your JTAG, if you get to that stage and you try to do it, it will just prompt you for an update, and obviously it won't load the mods. Yeah, so we'll spawn in, and as you can see, there is a mod menu. Press D-pad down for the mod menu, and this is the tree patch. This is the well-known tree patch, and it's just got some mods, you know, rank up, unlock all challenges, which takes about 10 seconds, and yeah, so yeah, that's basically how to install the mods. Then I'm going to show you guys how to, well, now I'm going to show you guys how to actually do mods for the newest title update for MW2, the latest title update, which is title update 8, and that will, the mods that you use on title update 8 will work online and everything will be good. So what you want to do is you want to go to the dashboard, because if you move patches around when you're, like, when you launch, when you put a patch on MW2 and you're on the game, it'll actually give you an error in neighborhood. So you want to make sure you're in dashboard now. So yeah, so I'm gonna minimize out of the whole purge capture now, and we're gonna move these back over. So what you want to do is we're gonna come out of the TU6 and we're gonna go on to the TU8. Now with TU8, you've got TU8 DLLs and TU8 files. So you want to get the TU8 files, and you want to move all of these files across to the MW2. Yes to all, and you want to make sure you're in dashboard when you did that, because you've got the patch, and you want to make sure you're in dashboard, because if you're on MW2 and you put the patch on, it's going to give you an error. So yeah, so what we've got is, well, I'll come out of the TU8 and we'll go on the TU8 DLLs. And now what we've got is, we've got a load of different menus. We've got aspect modding, which is a fairly known menu for TU8. We've got Azure with EB, you know, for Azure lobbies. You've got Icon Ray V5, which is also a fairly known menu. We've got Moxa V1, which is my type of in and out DLL menu thing, and unsigned mods, which is also a fairly decent menu, kind of like aspect modding in a way, but it's kind of red instead of blue. So what you want to do is, I'm going to explain this to you. So in aspect modding, it's the DLL_load.dll. Now there's on the Icon Ray V5, it's not DLL_load.dll, it's iconray.menu. So this default here, default_mp.xdx, will launch the iconray.menu, whereas you couldn't use the default_mp.xdx for iconray to load the aspect modding one, or the Azure with EB, or Moxa V1, or unsigned mods. You need to use the DLL_load launcher, which is in this folder. So what you want to do is you want to get that file in the DLL_load.dll launcher, and you want to put that in the MW2 folder. Now if you don't understand what I'm saying, just go back like a minute from now and then try and explain it, like try and understand it from what I'm saying, because it does make sense. It's just a little bit confusing. So you know, if you didn't understand what I just said, just keep going back until you understand it, because eventually it will click and you'll understand it, and it will be pretty easy to understand in the future. So you can't use this default_mp.xdx to launch the icon ray, because this is basically made to this is coded to run DLL_load.dll. So yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back, go into the TU8 DLLs, and we'll run the Moxa V1, because Moxa V1 is epic, and you want to put that in the MW2 folder, and then you want to launch the default_mp.xdx. So we'll open up the whole page capture again, and we'll make that big screen. And then now I could go on Xbox Live if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that right now, just because I don't need to. But yeah, so we're going to go back into System Link. We'll start that game up, and then yeah, now we're in the game, and everything's good and everything's on, you know, and it's modded, and you can see that it's modded. It's D-pad left to get level 70 infections, D-pad right to unlock all, and then D-pad up for 10th prestige, which is going to kick you out of the game, and then you'll have 10th prestige with my one. So to change the mod, to change like to a different menu, all you'd have to do is, I'll minimize out the whole page capture. All you'd have to do is find the mod you want, for example aspect modding, drag and drop that DLL into the MW2, and then launch the default again, and then you'll see it black screen, and it will go back onto MW2, and it'll ask you to, pick the thing, the on host, off host menu, go back into system link, create game, and then launch the system link, because we're on system link, and then aspect modding menu will be loaded, and then that's another menu to be loaded. Now, just to sort of re-explain the thing about the defaults and how they load different files, I'm going to show you how to load Enquiries v5. So I'm going to end the game, I'm going to minimize out of the whole page capture, and then we're going to go back to the Enquiries v5. So Enquiries v5. Now what you've got is, you've got the Enquiries folder, which is just needed for like verification things. You can go in there and you can work that out yourself. It's not difficult to understand how it works. You can actually put, if you open co-host tags in there, you can actually put like a gamer tag for someone and give them co-host automatically, and that works really well. But yeah, you could save that and then put someone there. Now what you do is, you get the default underscore mp.xcx for Enquiries and put that in the, in the MW2 folder. Then you get the Enquiries.menu and put that in the MW2 folder. Enquiries.menu is just a file name. Like all of these DLLs and .menu, it's just an XEX but renamed to .dll and .menu. So this launcher will launch Enquiries.menu, and then we'll put the Enquiries folder in MW2, and then you just click launch default underscore mp.xex, and that won't launch the DLL underscore load. That will only launch the Enquiries. So now when we go into system link, we start the game, and in here there is still the DLL underscore load, but because we used the Enquiries launcher, it launches the DLL only. It doesn't launch the it launches the Enquiries only. It doesn't launch the DLL. Now if you were to put the DLL launcher, which is, where is it, TU8 files, DLL launcher, if you were to put that in MW2 now, and then you launch that, we just saw Enquiries, and now it's going on to the aspect modding, which is the last menu we used, which is in there, and we use the DLL load launcher. It's going to launch the aspect modding. So if you just want to play normally, all you have to do is delete the mods. So we'll do that now. Where is it? That one there. Let me just right click refresh really quick. You can delete you don't have to delete the Enquiries, but I recommend doing it anyway. Let's just Conroy icon. There you go, Enquiries.menu. Delete that, and then DLL. Delete that. Then you're good to go. Now you can just remove that, and then you launch the game like that. And now you can just play normally if you wanted to play normally. And then if you wanted to put more mods on, all you'd have to do is go into the TU8, put the launcher on there, which is the DLL launcher or the Enquiries launcher, and then find the mod you want, like unsigned mods, get the DLL, drop that in the MW2 folder, launch it with the launcher, and then you're good to go. And then yeah, so that's basically how to install mods for MW2, TU6 and TU8. Yeah, so if you had any trouble with it and you still don't understand, message me on, we'll leave a comment first. Make sure to leave a comment, and yeah, make sure to leave a comment, and then also add me on Skype. I have contact information in the description. You can contact me there, and I should be able to help you out. And if for some reason I don't help you out, because sometimes I'm not really on Skype, like, if I can't help you out, then make a post on like 7sins people there will always help. Just make sure you let them know that you're a beginner and you've just started, and I'm sure they'll help you out 100%. But yeah, so that's about it. And like I said, download link will be in the description, and I'll link the not the 7sins, what am I talking about? I'll link the neighborhood how to set up Xbox 360 Neighborhood, and that will have download links in that video as well for, you know, Neighborhood, how to download it. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks guys, Moxification. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.